On behalf of the Greens EFA, Mr Hodgson, for 1.5 minutes, please.
Thank you, President. This report was unanimously adopted in the Fisheries Committee, and that's not a frequent occurrence on fisheries issues, which can be highly controversial at times. Our rapporteur says in the report that his report is about safeguarding Parliament's rights under the Treaty of Lisbon. The fact is that the Lisbon Treaty has created a confused and an unsatisfactory situation in relation to fisheries management decision-making. The CFP reform process provides an opportunity for us to re-examine and radically change the whole structure of fisheries management by sweeping away the over-centralised methods which have so badly failed us in the past. Instead of obsessively safeguarding the rights of EU institutions, we ought to be designing a framework of decision-making which will actually work, which will succeed in its objectives. And in my view, that means maximum decentralisation, so that Europe's fishing nations can be empowered, working together in logical sea basins to conserve stocks for their own long-term benefit. And yet the Commission claims that the Lisbon Treaty prevents them from proposing as much decentralisation as they would like. But the European Parliament's legal services take a different view. The result? Confusion, endless wrangling about EU institutions' rights. I hope that this Parliament, as part of the CFP reform process, will put the preservation of fish stocks and therefore fishing-dependent communities first, before this obsessively protectionist view on our own input and our own centralised management systems which have miserably failed in the past.
Thank you, Mr Hodgson. Our next speaker is Mr Hartong. 1.5 minutes, please.
President, the PVV, the Freedom Party, warned a few years ago that the Lisbon Treaty would bring the member states into deep trouble. Well, they laughed then, but now we're being